Mr. Grove,
Yes.
it was a pleasure having the Pharmacy Owners Boot Camp at your store. And we co-hosted it today against some very big odds. You know, we had the biggest snowstorm, I think, of the season on the East Coast. We had the coldest weathers in the world, but we still had a wonderful group of people. So take a second and tell us, why did you do this and who you are? Tell us about your store and your experience in the pharmacy industry.
Well, I moved here in 1979 from Springfield, Missouri, and we had one of the top pharmacies literally in Missouri. And so it was quite a culture shock to go from a town of 200,000 to a town of 2,000. And but I've never regretted it, and it's been a learning experience. And so we're here in a really nice building, and we had a really nice attendance, and we had students, we had people from Canada, and we had people from all over the United States, and then we had wonderful vendors that helped us. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate you putting so much work into it and promoting it. And I think that these videos, I think a lot of people are going to get a lot of knowledge and a lot of use out of them. And hopefully that's why we do it, is to help other pharmacists help their patients.
Don't forget, Muhammad Ali came from all the way from Ottawa, Canada. So not only U.S., they came. Tell us about J&D Pharmacy. You built yourself a beautiful store. I call the store, or what do we call it?
This is a 28,000 square foot medical facility.
Okay.
And we have home medical equipment. We have just about anything you could offer. I always kid about it. My friend of mine is Johnny Morris, that owns Bass Pro and now Cabela's, and a lot of my other friends, we went to school together, and some of my other friends always say, well, I did to pharmacy what Johnny Morris did to sporting goods, because we've kind of raised it to a higher level.
Now, does that mean you let people fish in that 300-gallon aquarium back there like they do at Bass Pro?
No, not exactly, but we do have really nice restrooms, and the girls' restroom, ladies' restroom is so nice that I was thinking about maybe putting a fishing pond in the men's restroom just to compete with other really nice restrooms.
You always got some crazy ideas and some great ideas. So what did you get out of today's event?
Well, I got some really good ideas. I was almost overwhelmed when I saw what I need to be doing in social media. I'm already doing several of the things that the other vendors offered, but the social media I've just never pursued as much as I should, because that's not my passion, and it's certainly not my strength. So I can see now that I'm really going to have to change from hearing Eric Schmidt, and we also heard on the Wi-Fi.
Smart Wi-Fi, yeah, from Brian.
Smart Wi-Fi. So there's just, I always come out of this realizing there's things I'm not doing, and I need to do.
As a historian, you told me your dad was in the pharmacy business yourself for 100 years. Just get a little chronology. What were the changes over those 100 years? What has changed? What have you seen? What did your dad tell you? Just give us a little, you're saying social media. That's today. Give us a little trip down memory lane. How did it get here from 100 years ago?
My dad was a pharmacist, went to the University of Texas, and his brother had the oldest pharmacy in Austin, Texas. And so there was two of them, and then my uncle's son, my cousin, he became a pharmacist. And then after that, my brother became a pharmacist, and then two of his boys, my nephews, both became pharmacists, and two of them married pharmacists. Well, it's just hard to carry on a conversation on reunions without bringing drugs into the mix, and then most of the people in areas that we live at say that we're all in drugs, and I just hate it because it almost sounds like our family is
drug dealers.
So afterwards, we all seem to own independent pharmacies. My two nephews, they just opened a brand new independent pharmacy. My brother still has 3 pharmacies in Springfield. So pharmacy has been very good to us. That's about the only way I can say it, and we've really enjoyed being pharmacists. It's made us a good living, and it's made all of us feel good that we're helping people.
And you've got a vest here with SmartFlow on. What is SmartFlow?
About 10 years ago, we started experimenting with workflow, and I really wasn't even familiar with what workflow meant. And later on, we started experiencing dramatic increases in productivity, efficiency, accuracy, and employee satisfaction. So I went to the Illinois Business Consulting Group out of Chicago, well, not Chicago, but in that area, and they went through and did a study, and they found out that we've got what I call a double oxymoron. And what that means is the national average for pharmacist checking is 165 in CPA, and we can do any place from 3 to 700. And pharmacist checking, or pharmacy technician checking, is about 65, and I've got one technician that hit 200.
Wow.
So that's about 3 times the national average. And then what we found out is the employee satisfaction went up, and so did accuracy. So that's what I call a double oxymoron. You normally can't triple your volume and increase satisfaction and increase accuracy.
That's terrific. What would you like to wish for the independent pharmacy owners of today and the future? We had 3 students who are the future. What's your wish for this industry?
Well, I can see there's going to be a real change, and I think right now we're going to have to increase our speed, increase our efficiency. So if you have 2 pharmacists, and I'll use the basic 2 pharmacy way that's set up, and one pharmacist can be a production and the other pharmacist can be a clinical pharmacist, and that way they can take care of each other, and that way for the first time we'll have time to get reimbursed for clinical while we're doing the same volume. Meaning, normally if 2 pharmacists were spending their whole time filling 300, 400 prescriptions, they don't have time to do clinical. But by increasing their efficiency and productivity, one of them can carry the whole ball on production, and the other one can do all the clinical. So that's the future that I see.
That's terrific. Well, I want to personally thank you for all that you do for this industry and all you've done for the Grove family, what you've done for Warsaw, Missouri, and for myself as your friend.
Well, thank you very much, Tony.